you need to be the one using that invis from the Silent as the Grave to be able to get in onto the back lines, find that Wyvern, because in my opinion, that's what's going to enable you to start off these team fights very well. You know, finding the Winter Wyvern, bursting him down, even just finding the Skywrath Mage opens up Storm Spirit's game so much more.
I believe in the 1/8 Spectre. I think that they really value this hero in China, and especially Aster in particular. We've seen success on it so far through the major. My concern is that Ori could have a very difficult time into the Ember Sky throughout the mid game. I think they do have ways to be able to blow him up, so I'm going to be intrigued to see how Ori looks to itemize this game. But I like Aster's lineup to be able to go later. I really believe in the Spectre to be able to kind of carry them over, and if Ori has a decent amount of net worth, then he too will be able to have a lot of impact later on.
It's all going to be on the back of the lanes though. Mid lane pretty skill based. Both Spirit heroes not having the greatest time in recent history, but certainly it's top lane that I'm going to be looking at the most. Honestly, Spirit should be getting the better end of this laning phase. It's just a question of can you hold off this Visage long enough before it starts to have that real impact, and even just a few of these team movements once the level 6, level 7s start to come out on Storm Spirit and Spectre.
Yeah, it definitely feels like both the side lanes Spirit have that advantage. I'm a little bit unsure about bottom though, just because maybe Radiant with their sustain, if they have the small camp open, they can just play with 1/8 CSing under tower.
We've been able to... What just happened there? Was there a... I swear there was an Observer Ward or something. Or a Sentry Ward inside the Storm Spirit small camp, but it's gone now.
I don't know, you're seeing things. I don't know what the heck's going on.
I saw that. Yeah, maybe I am seeing things. We have been up for a long time. It's 10 a.m. here. We've gone through the night. But anyway, game starts. I don't want to make a prediction. Last game was just so close.
No, what? This is not how this works. I made one. You got to make one. No, sir. Just make a prediction. What the hell?
I think chat's going to have a good time.
Oh, you're actually so boring. My lord. All right, we'll see. Top lane.
You see what I have to deal with, chat?
Oh, shut up. Meanwhile, this is your power is level 1. It's your aura. Okay, I was gonna say a little bit of damage there, but the post will hold them back. No way that toss into Soul Assumption might be enough, but Bro is able to step into the tree line. As long as they can offset this early kind of push from Aster, then they should be fine once they get their levels.
I mean, I think level 2 for Aster is pretty damn strong too, though, right? Like, having that Grave Shield to enable the chase down, having the Avalanche Toss combination, that's really the key damage output that you've got early on. See who's going to land theirs first. It looks like it's Team Spirit, slightly on the better end of it, but of course, Miposhka has to be very careful about leaving the lane for too long. They know he's out there. Trying to smash down one of these creeps as quickly as possible. Is that last creep going to be enough to bring them level 2? I think it might.
They need to get the
creep fast enough, though. Yeah.
Oh no.
That could have been the difference. I mean, just a couple of right clicks into that, and Yatoro probably dies.
He's taking a bunch of damage, and we're going to be able to find our first blood. Mira secures it. Beautifully done in combination with Collapse. We saw just before that Mira was forced to TP back to the tower with the pressure that 1/8 and PTO was putting on with the Skywrath Mage, but he's able to reset and go back in to help get first blood.
Miposhka's even able to get a little bit of a pull off here. Baboka accidentally pulling the creep wave a little bit too far underneath the tower, which means it's going to start pushing back in favor of Team Spirit. Absolutely not what you want. You know, you want to make sure that you're making the most out of this level 2 timing that they've got on Aster. It seemed like that's going to be the case.
Bottom lane Collapse might be in a bit of trouble if they can keep the poison touch stacks moving over to the Razor. He's going to be able to steal a decent amount of damage, however, over against the Spectre. So 1/8's unable to continue pumping in the damage. So it's just going to be a trade of right clicks.
When you think of a Dazzle, though, you don't think of, okay, what carry is really going to enable that slow to convert into kills? It's not a Spectre, you know? Spectre is the definition of passive early game.
Mid lane for Ori is having quite a good time versus Toronto Tokyo, and this is a matchup that is like, I'd say like 55-45 now. Maybe some people would argue was like 60-40 a while ago, but with the water runes, the Ember can really just out-sustain. I think maybe when it gets a bit difficult is if there's support rotation to help take away the runes, but you see Toronto Tokyo, he can even push back sometimes. Like Ori, if the chains are up and Toronto Tokyo has gone for an early level, and we see the damage that it can dish out top lane, though Yatoro is in trouble. The stick charge is not enough to keep him alive. His XXS, a second point into the Soul Assumption, is enough to offer the burst.
A lot of the time you see people put like 2 points Grave Chill and just leave that Soul Assumption at 1, but clearly realizing, like I said, Yatoro, one of these heroes that, players that likes to be really aggressive with his laning style, constantly using the harass, the strengths of the Troll Warlord, and XXS realizing that the player he's up against, not just the hero, and then turning it right back around at him.
One lane collapse might be in a little bit of trouble if
XXS is as well up top.
And meanwhile, mid lane as well. We got kills across the board. XXS, can he get back under the safety of the tower? He's going to be okay, and that is gigantic for Aster. They get a kill onto the Ember Spirit, and meanwhile, bottom lane as well. The action continues as Collapse is going to be able to deal with the support and the dazzle, but Monet, he can turn this one back around now. And a free experience and solo goal given over to the Spectre. Monet, he's loving life.
I love that. The dispersion doing a little bit of damage as he walked underneath the tower. But yeah, good start coming through for Monet. Like you were saying, it is a specialty of his. Feels like Mapochka just needs to be playing a whole lot more defensively, keeping the lane pushed back towards him, stopping the poke and prod onto the Visage, because XXS has gotten out of this laning stage relatively unscathed. That's huge for Aster.
Just looking to see what they're going to try and do with Ori now. Love to see his rotation start to be something they're considering, because he does have this level 6 to work with, so the way to really help out with that is going to be that power rune. So is he going to come contest this, or does he feel like he needs to play the lane with the Spectre? The towers, so the creeps are under the tower, so Monet might be okay.
Bobica's the one moving. I mean, he's going to be able to secure not only the power room, but also the bounty for his team. You know, just scouting out if there's any stacks that are starting to be built up for either the Troll Warlord, who we know is going for the Battle Fury, or if it's going to be... Well, it ends up being bot anyway on that power rune. So Bobica could go back, circle back, pick up the bounty for himself, and really feels like Ori has that time to be able to turn around and perhaps make a play up towards this top side once Tiny reconnects there.
We're gonna have to be, or he needs to shove the lane.
So he can. Now he can move.
Not worried about your tower taking too much damage. Or he could also just consider about his own farm. But the minute mark coming up shortly, if he wants to go make a stack of the hard camp, he's gonna deal with a small instead and instead of going back to the lane. But overall, I really was not expecting Aster to at least come out of the lanes like they are at the moment.
Yeah, and maybe he's just delaying his movement until XXS hits up onto that level 6, so it's not just a movement to be able to kill a core, you know, and slow him down in that way. Also just to free up a little bit more space on the map.
Mr. Gonad, I think Monet's going Midas. I think. I don't know what else this Glover Haste is going to be for.
No, I hope not.
Well, what, you want an Armlet Spectre?
Yeah, let's do it.
Glove? I don't know.
I mean, we saw Hector performing earlier today, and he was one of the real innovators behind just the casual glove.
Yeah, there
nice
we go. Midas queued up.
Here we go. Top side.
Planned out. The rotation coming out with the Arcane Rune, tossed back in the damage. Vitoro, he's not going to be long for this world. The Cold Embrace is only going to annoy Aster that much more to want to try and find a secondary kill. And Ori's going to go for it. Mapochka, there's nothing he can do. No Arctic Burn to be able to find the tree line. And this is the importance of securing power runes. Ori with the Arcane gets a double kill. That's with XXS having the familiars as well. So now this tower, I don't know if they can come back to this lane now.
I don't think they can either. It puts a little bit more importance on them trying to secure this bottom side of the map. You don't have a ton of mana left on the Storm Spirit, and he did use his TP to be able to get up there. So that's a bit of a benefit if Troll Warlord wants to rotate down towards the bottom side. He scouts out, sees that he's got a couple of stacks inside the triangle, but he's nowhere close to being able to take it just yet. Aster just going from good to better with this start. Ori really looking to play that diving frontline role. He did it a little bit with a pudge, but it was at the hindrance of his scaling. I don't think that's going to be the case this time around.
Oh, no, without a doubt. Look how much farm he's getting. And now being able to free up top means Baboka can start to think about connecting to bottom. As Collapse, he's going to be in some trouble here. The tower, if they're going to be enough of a deterrent here. This Team Spirit, they're going to lose another core, and they've got big issues right now. I mean, it's a lineup that the Razor is a bit more of a greedy offlane in the aspect where you're not really the playmaker. You kind of want this BKB, but you're a hero that thrives in the lane, and if you're unable to come out on top there, then all your map control is just on the back of Toronto Tokyo to make the space.
Never refuse gold given.
They're even getting to a state where you might be able to start invading into the enemy triangle if you take another tower, maybe around that 10-minute mark. I could certainly see XXS maybe make a patrol through the jungle, see if there's any camps stacked up, and then look to come alongside with the siege creep at the 10-minute mark, just to try and take that away, open up possibilities for Ori to use those static remnants to clear out a lot of this farm acceleration that Toronto Tokyo is going to be looking to use. He might be trying to get one more stack. No. I think he wants to take it now. He understands that this might be his last chance to be able to. Oh, and sometimes you just get lucky. DD on the top side of the map for Ori. Having a great start.
See if they look to make the call. The catapult wave is coming out for Aster on both sides. See if they're going to consider about bringing down this tower. Zip in. Are they going to have to damage to the control?
Oh, he didn't
just into the remnant away, or he's going to continue to chase. He doesn't have too much mana. Collapse is waiting in anticipation. It's a big, juicy kill for Collapse to be able to find.
A bit short on the Mystic Flare mana, unfortunately, from Mira. Toss back.
Kill.
He's got 1 point into the Desolate. Oh, and the body blocks from Baboka. Nicely done. Two kills that happened that probably shouldn't have. Just if you had the a little bit better on the mechanical skills coming through there from Ori. A little bit surprising considering he is the Grandmaster on the Storm Spirit, but yeah, it wasn't perfectly layered together onto the Ember to be able to secure that kill. Very happy with all these kills going Baboka's way though. Oh, look at that, using the fountain regen.
Oh, look at oh no, someone, you gotta finish your food, and Ori is able to do so. They have the catapult still as well. I wonder if XXS is going to consider about rotating over to mid, but working on the Wraith Pact, he wants to continue up with his farm.
Really does feel like, kind of like the Vengeful Spirit off lane in the Axe build. No, he's coming. He wants to make sure that they absolutely secure this. Even just the Vladzora is going to do a world of good as Mira. I don't know if you could do that, my guy.
It kind of feels like they haven't played against a Storm in quite some time. A Storm that's had a good lane. Ori's 4-1 and 2. He's got plenty to be able to work with. Kai coming out on the Cory, I believe. Soul Ring as well. Fairy's Trinket. Like, this is a Storm Spirit that you've got some big issues with being able to deal with him and how he can control the map now.
Dire's mid towers heaven.
This is probably going to be one of the earliest pos for Blink Daggers that we've seen in quite some time. 4-0 and 3 on Baboka, and it's not naked either. He's got the Tranquil Boots, he's got the full Magic Wand available for himself. Most of the time when Tinies make a rotation, you want to make, like, if he's taking a kill away from the Spectre, you're like, yeah, what are you doing? But it's just such an important timing that you honestly don't mind it, considering the kill wouldn't have happened without his rotation. Don't want to be dying though and giving that kill streak over to Collapse.
If I was really the only kill threat they have on Team Spirit is going to be the chains into the sky. They have this potential now to Ori. Storm Spirit's going to step a little bit too far forward. The chains control the damage. Oh, he's got to touch the arcane. The Logan threats. He's going to get involved. He's going to get all the way around the forward. Oh, Toronto Tokyo into the team out. Both shots and stuns are on corner. No way. Toronto Tokyo gets a gigantic kill and lives to tell the tale.
Little bit of assist coming there from Baboka. He ended up tossing back the Ember Spirit towards the Storm Spirit so that that remnant didn't have quite as far to travel to be able to secure that kill. So a little bit of a yikes. Still though, Aster having a good start to the game, but can't be making too many of these mistakes against Spirit. You saw what happens against the late game.
Well, it's not going to help out against a blink timing. It does have Pichio nearby as well. Aster actually want to take the fight. Monet's going to join the Horn forward, trying to deal with Mira. They will still lose Baboko, however, which is a streak given over. But Monet is able to do the dirty work. So we're 1 for 1, but this is favoring Spirit. Like, yes, Monet gets involved. You'll take whatever gold you can get, but your Toro is off on the other side, working towards the Battle Fury. Toronto Tokyo is getting some farm as well.
Bottom tower.
Yep, Battle Fury's 350 gold away. Not terrible. So you want around a 14-minute timing.
I'm going to say they're smoked up, but smoke's going to pop and Ember will be all right.
You got the Wraith Pact on XXS. That's the most important thing. It's just such this huge timing to have to clump around. Even just holding onto the broom handle means he's so much more survivable. Good dive.
Forward, trying to deal with collapse for the moment. The Poshka's going to be able to delay this slightly with the Cold Embrace. Do they have the damage to the moment to bring down collapse? The Soul Assumption's not enough, and now the rest of Spirit, considering about entering, hang on, Ori, he's going to zip on forward as well, but they don't have the Ember Spirit nearby to be able to prevent this from him escaping. And meanwhile, hang on, the Ember's in trouble. Couple familiar stuns is enough to hold him back for the moment. Mira doesn't have the control, though, to keep the Storm inside the Mystic Flare. So Ori is safe and sound.
I think if you're going to play this Storm Spirit, honestly, even with one of those steroids that you were talking about, Pugna, Coddle, Io, you got to play it with the Soul Ring these days. It's just so impactful, the amount of deceptive zipping that you're able to do, I guess you could call it, where you're just able to dive super deep, find that extra kill, even be able to use it for escapes, which you've seen all throughout today.
I've been quite impressed with Ori's performance so far on the Storm. I mean, I feel like we have to kind of expect it, though. He's Grandmaster, like you mentioned, but they have given time, though, for Yatoro to be able to get towards his Battle Fury. He's got it completed now. Be cautious, because this is an item where we could see him just start to make quick ways into that second item, and that's going to be the Sanjin Yashi queued up for Yatoro.
They know that they've got this high ground warded on next to Collapse here inside of the Dire jungle, though, so it's an area that they know that they can avoid. A lot of supports actually keep track of how many wards should be out on the map at a certain stage. They're constantly checking inventories and seeing if just using like deductive reasoning. This isn't all about, you know, fast clicking zip zap boom bow like these position 1 and 2s. This is what's required to be a pos 5. It's not quite so glamorous, but it can provide you with a ton of information.
Call from Aster.
Woken got his blink.
They're just going to stage where they want to force and fight. Like, Spirit doing a good job. Still pushing the side lanes, playing deep in their jungle where they have the vision advantage. And Aster daring them, saying, we're strong enough to fight, but do you feel like you can give this Roosh away?
I feel like the first one, you're alright with it, right? Like, a Troll Warlord still needs to farm. He's not in fighting shape right now. You are behind on net worth. You're against a Spectre that can just join the fight at any stage. Well, they haven't even needed to use the Arcane Rune for that either, so they're just going to keep the pressure going while they still have that rune at their disposal. No, Tokyo has to be careful about stepping out into this lane, though. Lockdown would need to be perfect.
No one's showing
Troll
top.
Warlord's actually the one. Look at this Observer Ward in the bot lane.
Way.
No, they saw him in the lane.
Oh, Yatoro, not like this! He gets the ulti off, but it will do nothing. Surround, control, and bring down Yatoro. Was having a good kind of string of minutes being able to find his farm. Unfortunately, that will be put to an end. Third death of the game for the carry on Spirit.
This is what those unorthodox wards do, though, right? Pichio able to lay that one down inside the bottom lane, even just this one to the north side of the Dire mid-tier 2 tower. Not a common spot to D-ward at this stage, which means that you're much more likely to be able to catch out some of these smokes.
Focus a little bit split from the team. If they can get the kill fast before the rest of Aster show up, and instantly the Horn, along with the Zip, is always going to look to deal with the backline. A quick and clean kill onto the Winter Wyvern, and now they'll chain this into another one as well. As Skyreth Mage goes down, along with the life on Collapse. As Aster, yes, you lose Baboka, but you see instantly they have the capability to show up and take that team fight.
Show up, take the team fight, and now you can push as well. Top lane already going to be shoved in a little bit. You have to resummon the familiars just to get that little bit of extra damage now that XXS has hit up onto that level 12. Probably going to force a glyph out of them right here. You just can't allow a Visage and his birds to freely hit your tower. More importantly, you're playing on Dire. You need to be playing around this jungle as much as possible, especially considering the Battle Fury build on Troll Warlord. But they're respecting the fact that Team Spirit didn't necessarily have to drop quite as many cooldowns to be able to take that last fight. Backing off without the glyph even being used.
And Aster still have decent resources as well to be able to stay out of the map. I mean, Ori was able to find a regen rune, so he's still in fighting shape, looking to try and cut bottom. So now Spirit will not have a lot of the map to play with bottom kind of at an even stage. Aster, they can definitely consider about maybe beating onto a tower or instead looking to take a fight and not Babok is in. A jump under the T2 tower as Razor still without the BKB to protect himself, but he does have the Poshka maybe to turn this around. The zipping from Ori is enough damage to get the kill, and now he's going to turn his attention over to the Winter Wyvern as well. And he's got a little bit of mana more to play with. The Grave's going to buy some time as well for Ori, but look at Aster just swarming behind the T2 tower. Babok is even going to jump onto the Aiga. They are making sure no one will
Full mana.
Zori's not done. The prediction. Zip on forward. All the many would ever desire is even going to go past the throne. As Ori, what a performance on the Storm Spirit.
Getting the buyback out of the sky as well. You could tell that Mira was just wanting to get that sneaky little Storm Spirit, thinking he can go 19 minutes into the game past the Ancients, but no. Still had plenty of mana to get right on out. And they're even getting a Philosopher's Stone.
Hang on, Yutoro's about to run under the ward. They're gonna see him. Or he's got a haste, a little bit of mana to work with as well. Yutoro's close to a tier 1 tower. There are a couple TPs they can play with. Oh, are they gonna come out?
Might lack the damage.
1 HD buy. It doesn't seem like they're lacking it for the moment. The ultimate hasn't been popped just yet. Babok with the toss. They canceled the TP. They won't have collapse to be able to help out. Meanwhile, XXS is dealing with Maposhka as well, so they're taking the Wyvern out of the equation. Yutoro goes down. Aster straight away pivoting their attention towards the rest of Spirit under the tower. We'll not get any other components though. Oh, hang on, never mind. Babok doesn't know how to stop. The toss back, familiar stunt. There's the first. The haunt as well to give them all the vision they would ever desire to take this team fight under the T2 tower. Toronto, Tokyo. A change will hold him back for the moment. It's going to be okay. Make it towards the higher gun. Meanwhile, Maposhka though. A curse off to the side. They'll do the dirty work. Mira goes down. Maposhka will join him in the afterlife as well as just Aster are everywhere across the map in this second game.
Yeah, they're steamrolling over them. And even just with this this Visage as well, the coordination coming through from Aster there, I'm sure the calls going through the comms were Winter's Curse could still turn this around, spread out, and they made sure that they did. Even just XXS microing his birds to perfection once he spotted the Winter Wyvern, making sure that they won't be hitting onto him when he tried to use that defensive curse to get a TP away.
Look, I believe Babok just saw Yutoro, so they know they're setting up for a defense. Just everyone doing the individual things right here from Aster.
Really in shape to join. He's making the TP happen.
The jump, tossing Yutoro into the middle. Can he get the ultimate off? He'll have that invulnerability for a little while, but he can't right-click anyone. So the battle trend's going to send him further back to the base, but Ori a zip into the middle. Meanwhile as well, Visage is in a little bit of trouble. He should be able to get the TP up back to base, but PTO will not have the same fate, but it looks like Aster don't give a damn about giving away the Dazzle's life as Ori, I'm over here, wants revenge, but he doesn't have the greatest mana pool to play with.
Eventually having to back off. That's always when you're really feeling yourself, right? When the only thing stopping you from getting more kills is Babok.
Is he gonna go for this?
Oh, I think he might.
Oh.
All right. We've got a bit of a downtime. I'm going to steal something from Sunspan and Cinder. Trivia time.
Oh,
what is the name of the Skywrath Mage Shard? You will never get this in a million years.
Well, thanks. I love the confidence in me. I already guessed, so I don't know. What is it?
What did you say?
I said global shot.
No, Shield of the Sire.
What? What? Oh.
When I say you're never gonna
hang
get it, it's for a good reason, brother.
Dude, I thought this shard was just something else.
Well, you learn something every day. That's a talent, dude. The global concussive.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, dude, I just did not remember
These 2K casters, man, they get away with too much.
2K Immortal. Yeah, I know. That's okay. Oh, yeah. Dude, what does his shard even do? A little bit of bonus intelligence, a bonus armor. Not that we're going to see it this game at all. Down 9,000 gold. It's all Asters for the taking. But, Mr. Gonad, we did see what happened in game 1. Team Spirit somehow do have this kind of talent to be able to find their way back into games, but this is looking like a really difficult hill to climb.
For sure. Right now, all that everyone seems to be prioritizing is kite. Kite around, make sure we don't get locked down with the searing chains, with the silence and the mystic flare, even the root. You know, you're going for a Lotus Orb on XXS. Obviously, that's going to provide him with the armor from the plate mail. He's actually already got it. Tiny's going for a Yule Scepter, so he's going to be able to get out of a lot and even just kite out the battle trance. Force Staff coming through from the Dazzle. Storm Spirit doesn't really need too much of it just because he's a freaking Storm Spirit. He's 100 gold away from the BKB. It's a crazy amount of stuff. Manta on the Spectre. No one's getting locked down. This is really all reliant on the Poshka to land like the perfect Winter's Curses.
He does have some heroes that go in front of him, though, and make that chaos. The Razor with the BKB, the Troll with almost BKB completed. Ember as well can be a bit of a nuisance, as we do see that freshly completed Scepter trying to run into Toronto, Tokyo. So he's got some heroes to maybe make some chaos and have Aster break formation and clump up, but... Actually, okay, this is important. With the Glimmer Cape on Maposhka, at least you have one defensive item now as well versus the Spectre Horn. So this will protect him, to at least maybe get some abilities off. I mean, we've seen both the Cold Embrace. Oh, okay, there you go. Well, not help
There's that.
That's a great item.
I think what...
He's going to reveal himself with the Plasma. Oh, beautiful touchback. Look at the synergy. An instant use of the Familiars, but the Kurt's going to give some time to collapse to get the BKB along with the Static Link, but still Ori turns it around with the BKB. Meanwhile, with the backline, Monet is killed off one. They're going to look for a second as Baboka jumps in, cancelling the TP, and XXS will fly in with the damage required to get the second kill.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Feels to me like Spirit just want to take a fight once this Troll Warlord has the BKB. Very close to being able to pick it up, and they'll most likely have the Razor into the game as well. Unluckily for the Aster, obviously you don't want to be going too late again against Spirit, especially the Battle Fury Troll, but it's the longest possible Roshan respawn. I'm pretty sure it was 3 minutes on the dot. So Daddy Gaben giving them a small chance.
So what?
You heard me.
What's the play going to be from Aster? Just continue to choke them?
Oh, well, what I was thinking, sorry, I'm going to take a Team Spirit perspective for a second here, is I wanted Toronto Tokyo to get his level 18 and then maybe he could go. But it just keeps feeling like, oh, maybe they just need this one extra item and then they can do something. Oh, just one more. Oh, just one more. He needs to create some chaos so that Wyvern's free to cast spells appropriately. It's 8 seconds left on the Winter's Curse. Maposhka still can be the one to turn this game around for him.
Bottom tower seen better days.
Good curse previously, but I believe that the Familiars were in stone form, so they didn't actually end up doing any damage. Everyone hitting that outpost, really wanting to get control over here. It's the buyback situation.
They're going to back up to the wards. Or he's going to jump first. They're going to run into the Ember Spirit of Cold Embrace. Once again, buying some time for the chain control. Toronto Tokyo will not get a BKB or the remnant off. And now Spirit, they're going to get out. You cannot stick around to take the fight.
Well, you might have to.
It's going to be... Oh, man. XXS spots his micro. A double stun. Looking for the resummon as well. Collapso charging to the middle. Trying to deal with the Dazzle. So they won't have this component. Meanwhile, the Ember Spirit, though, Toronto Tokyo just brought back. A remnant down to the low ground. He's going to be okay. Once again, the collapse. He's charging over to XXS, but they just don't have the way to stop him from getting the Aghanim Shard off. So Visage protected for the moment, but as soon as that expires, Yatoro with the BKB can charge on 4, but again, Toronto Tokyo, that's a dieback for the Ember Spirit. Aura beyond Godlike, they're gonna run into Collapse as well, as Aster, they kite the BKBs, they wait for them to expire, and they find an angle back in to find 2 members on Team Spirit.
And this is what happens when they go all in into this, like, hide around, push them around the team fight, make things difficult for them. It's just so hard to find a single person to lock down. And even though Picho hasn't been able to finish up that 4-star, it eventually was a case where Razor's just trying to go onto him, and Razor has no way to stop it from just shallow grave TPing away. Same sort of thing with the Visage, right? Got the Aghanim Shard, so he even has the Stone Form to be able to protect himself. Could have perhaps got the Lotus Orb off or the Drum of Endurance before he ended up dying, but anyone going to take that Aegis?
They're looking for a kill on Yatoro instead, and there's nothing he can do. He'll pop a Rampage, but Ori's coming down with the TPs. Multiple people are coming down with the TPs. With the BKB on cooldown, there's going to be no escape for the carry on Team Spirit. Have they still left the Aegis? They have. All right. The Spectre's going to TP back.
He saw Picho walking towards there. He's like, get the hell out.
They're bodyguarding it. Yeah, Biboko along with Picho. They're like, yeah, no, don't worry. We'll protect it. We'll make sure we won't take this.
I would have absolutely taken that if that was my game. I'd be like, bro, they would have taken it.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Oh. It's not like they have this capability like they had last game with a potential toss back on the siege to put them into a compromised position. I guess maybe the one thing is that Aster do not siege high ground relatively well.
Structures like this.
Like Spectre is not an Aegis carrier that you would have, you know, like the Terror Blade or Medusa, just to name a few, that can lead up the high ground and do a lot of damage into the objective. So maybe that is one thing that Spirit can look to play with.
What do you mean? They've got Baboka, the Pos 4 Tiny, just whacking these towers with his giant sword. XXS has gone for much more of the damage style of build. Didn't actually go the level 15 talent for the Familiars, going the armor corruption. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit more difficult for Tokyo. Oh, Baboka's going to find him again.
Oh my lord.
It's gotten to that stage where you just can't go out for more than one lane.
They've run into Collapse though. BKB, I don't think he's got the health pool to be able to TP out afterwards. For a Collapse. There's a Beyond Godlike streak over to Mr. Ori. 16-2-7 on the Storm Spirit. My oh my, he's having such an incredible game on a hero that we do not see often.
And they're going to try and force a little bit more out of them here. At least the Glyph, maybe even a buyback for the Razor. Of course, it's on the back of the Visage. Doesn't quite have the AC just yet, so the siege is going to be a little bit slower.
They're just going to be careful about showing. Ori's not going to... He'll take any free food you can get. This guy not respecting the Storm Spirit.
Got a Dazzle as well that's just able to keep this these creeps healed up. I mean,
Baboka's going to be in.
Stays alive.
A toss back. They need to keep him alive, but the chain control again is perfect. Oh no, they've done it time and time again. Just they play so goddamn well around this tiny man. The amount of times the toss back onto the Familiars for that chain control, or to Ori with the Vortex, it's been beautiful. We might see it for another time. Toronto Tokyo get the BKB off this time to protect him, but instead Ori, he wants to deal with the supports. A Ghost Scepter buying some valuable seconds for Mira, but Ori will just turn for the Wyvern instead. What a masterclass performance from someone you would expect. Ori, a well-known player throughout the entire world. We haven't seen him on the main stage for quite some time, but what a treat it is get to watch him on the Storm Spirit.
He's playing like this. Yeah, he's just trying to get every little thing, just squeeze stuff out of the map. Not quite yet level 18. Worst best he's going to get here is the Aegis reclaimed, but
he might not get it.
Really
oh, he just got it. There's no way he makes it out, right?
Bottom tower.
No.
Probably 0%. Mira's coming down. Why not all join the party? A chain feed, Mira is... No, they have the shot to
oh, the Jukes collapse. No way.
What? No, stay in the tree lane. What? I said no chance. Okay, they're gonna find him.
Oh. the plasma field, you revealed your position.
Hey, if they were gonna
You
fight
did
him.
everything perfect. No, he was fine, dude.
Okay, yep. 100%. He was gonna make it up. Oh god. 1% Denog.
Yeah, that's optimistic,
do
David.
something about that bottom tower.
Hey, I've seen a 0% comeback recently, so yeah.
Guess
No
what's
one's out of it.
happening to Dire?
They're gonna wait for the vortex to expire. Perfect use of the chain control, and a BKB is a win in itself. And meanwhile, Monet, this Spectre.
Oh, no. Am I on the roof?
Oh god, who cares about the fountain? They might be able to get Baboka, but the barracks are falling. They are getting so much more
They've
out
done
of
it.
Aster.
They've killed the tiny.
Let's go. It's a victory. Come on, what the... stay in 1%. It's okay. Pick up the kill. Poshka did.
Where's
Let's
the
go.
old chat?
What? Ease?
Yeah, he's crap. Oz 4 diff.
Plus 4 difference. Oh god. What are your thoughts on the Spectre here?
God.
Oh, what are we? Oh my god.
Is this the regen top for the Storm Spirit?
Classic.
I was expecting the lane to go a lot better for Team Spirit, to be honest. The Razor plus Skyreth lane, like that is a kill lane, and Spectre should be able to just sit back and freely farm. They got a kill or two onto the Dazzle, but that's not enough. You needed to make sure that you could shut down this hero a lot more than you did.
Yeah, I really wonder if we're gonna see the rise of Spectre in some of the other teams as well, with the meta that we have on these kind of backline saving supports. Wyvern, hang on, long zipped in down to bottom as Yator is gone out of the count. 85 seconds without a buyback, and Spirit, they're gonna have to tuck the tail and get back inside the base to make sure they don't bleed another kill.
Lap's just trying to get a little bit of extra survivability, allow the Eye of the Storm to go for a little bit longer, but Boca knows. Oh.
Wait, I thought he TP'd down to the low ground, didn't see him. They have a bash, or do they have the damage? They do not have a basher. Onto Monet just yet, but go for the GG push, get the throne down. T4 is going to start with that one first. Team Spirit not going to tap out. Aura's going to look to put them into a position where they are forced to plenty of magic damage, and Aura's inside the fountain. You don't have metas to play with, and the big is going to expire.
Perfectly timed.
There we go. The G's are dropped. Aster